Hey, what's going on, guys? Got something a little bit different here for this weekend's edition of Mook Review. We're taking a look at Plastic Angels Volume 1 from Shunya Yamashita. So this is actually just an art book. If you're here for the typical like modeling, in particular Gunpla modeling, probably not going to be too much of interest for you in this one unless you're a fan of Shunya Yamashita's art style, which I certainly am. And some of the illustrations in here, I believe that we're going to see are some that have inspired some model kits from the Minimum Factory line. So if you guys are familiar with the Minimum Factory line of the 120 scale character plastic model kits, some of those are based on Shunya Yamashita's character designs, like what we're going to see in this Mook. So let's go ahead and check it out. I do also have book 2, which we'll be taking a look at in the future, assuming that you guys like what you see here in this one. Like I said, not the typical kind of plastic modeling exactly kind of Mook, but we're gonna enjoy taking a look here through some really cool just kind of character artwork. So let's get into it. All right, so like it says right here on the front, all illustrations are drawn by Shunya Yamashita. And we've got one of those illustrations right here on the back side. We've got another illustration here of a girl on a motorcycle. MSRP for this one up there is going to be 2,900 yen, so about $25, something like that. And this is not necessarily very big. It's sort of, let's see, sub 100 pages. It's 95 pages plus the credits here at the end. While we're here, might as well take a look at that. There's just our credits page at the back with another nice illustration there. We got some more book recommendations over here, some different like ship models and things like that. And on the front side, some more different recommended Mooks here. And then on the front side, under the dust jacket, here we go. We've got an actual different illustration there, so that's pretty cool. What's on the back side under the dust jacket? Oh, another different illustration. Awesome. So because this is not a like modeling book, there isn't really going to be a whole lot of commentary that I can offer for you guys. It's basically just going to be like, okay, here's the next artwork illustration, and here's the next one, and here's the next one. Some of it will have like some modeling theme, like Shunya Yamashita obviously inspires a lot of model kits, not only in the Minimum Factory line, but also there's certainly a lot of resin like garage kits made based off of Shunya Yamashita's artwork. So you'll definitely see a lot of like modeling inspiration here. Like for example, these two girls, the one has like a airbrush looking kind of gun, and the other one has the compressor there on her backpack, for example. So we've got just kind of an opening letter. Here it looks like that's from Kosuke Fujishima, and I don't really know how much text is going to be in here or exactly how the book's going to be broken down. As you can see, it does look like we do have chapters. I don't really know what is going to differentiate the chapters as just from like leafing through the book. As far as I understand, as far as I can tell, it's pretty much just all just character illustrations really. So the one really good thing about this that I particularly like is, number one, like I said, I'm just a fan of Shunya Yamashita's art style. I think it's really nice, very colorful, really kind of imaginative and everything. And so it makes for a really great inspiration for model kits. So if you do like the smaller scale character model kits, like the Minimum Factory kits or whatever, these can be really good reference images for just like different colors for the clothing and things like that, for the shoes. So, I mean, I'm sure a lot of his reference comes from like real life clothing, and that's something else that you can look at too. But these are certainly different ideas that you can use for applying color schemes for hair and clothing and everything else onto your model kits. So anyway, just to kind of, I know I'm kind of going back and forth through some of these, but here we have like the sketch image and the finished artwork here. I guess this is maybe the title for this one. She is the one I want. And we've got more illustrations down over here. So every page has just got a number of different works on it. So it's really kind of nice to see a nice collection of finished works, sketch work, and then kind of like in between, right? With some of these where they're kind of just like simple character, they're like finished, but just like simple sketches, kind of more simple, and not like the finished, polished art like this, but kind of somewhere in between there. So here you can see again for this one, and we have like a kind of color variation with this test sketch image over here of this one, Panzer 4 Undie. Kind of cool. You'll also see a lot of pugs in the artwork too. I think he's also a fan of pugs, as we have quite a lot of them in here. Also with like some tattoos and some text included on some of the image as well. It has like a Tamiya pin there on the hat, for example. And if you're just a fan of like armor modeling as well, in particular, you'll see a lot of, obviously, a lot of armor tanks and stuff in here tied in with the artwork with the different girl characters. So there'll be a lot of that. in the Plastic Angels series. It's summertime here for this one, enjoying the evening cool. So yeah, I like the color references for a lot of these character designs. It's all really cool. This one, Scorched Eng. Eng, I know, is like one of the reoccurring characters that I think he draws quite a bit, as far as I know. Again, not being like super educated in it, just kind of appreciating the artwork from afar, I guess, without, I don't really know it in too much in depth, but driving the T70 here. This one, how does it look? This one with a kind of more ceremonial look there with the kimono or yukata. I'm not exactly too sure on that. One of the two anyway. There for that one as well. We got this one. It's a pretty familiar image. I'm pretty sure I've seen this one before. Some of this I'm sure might look familiar to you guys if you've seen some of his artwork, or again, some of the character like garage kits, resin model kits based on his works. We might see some of those in here that have been turned into model kits, but we'll see. Yeah, you'll notice the Mog pug in a lot of these and the Plastic Angel text on a lot of these. Like here we go. This one, for example, is painting a little small scale military figure there with the little brush. So very cool. And yeah, it'd be interesting to get out the translator. Later on, I'll take the book home and just kind of spend some more time with it, actually doing some more translating, but just to see, like, you have like these characters in here, which are the characters from the front. I think it's Eng, and the other one I can't remember the name of too, are like kind of like the two mascot characters, I think, and those are the ones that you'll see kind of reoccurring with some commentary in here. So it'd be cool to translate those and see what those are all about. Dressing for Halloween here as well. Kind of cool to see. I do really like the Halloween themed Megami device kits from Kotobukiya, on the note of just kind of Musume Halloween style stuff in the modeling realm anyway, right? We've got some bubble time here as well. Washing a tank. There you go, of course, gotta do that. And this looks like this is now, well, let's see. Is that? Yeah, so that's the end of part 2. Now part 3 is going to be, this looks like part 3 is all specifically a lot of Girls on Panzer themed stuff, which is very short. It's just a couple of pages, but we have a couple of pages here of particularly Girls and Panzer characters, which again is not a property that I'm really all that familiar with. I've seen some of the characters around. I don't think I could even really name any of them. I'm not sure. This one I believe is Anchovy, which I can only remember just because I thought it was such a funny name. Anchovy. Other than that, yeah, I don't really know the property too well, but again, if you're a Girls on Panzer fan, some cool stuff there. The next section here, this looks like this is going to be just some more, like much more, even from compared to what we've seen before in some of the other images, these are going to be much more kind of plastic model kit themed images. So we have like brushes, airbrush, the paint, the model kit there, which is like half painted model kit in the background. So it seems like part 4 is going to be very much like Plamo themed illustrations with the girl characters and the tank model kit here, nippers and everything. So that's what we're going to see, looks like, for this section. Dozing off, working on a kit, as you do. I've never done that, actually. Even though this is kind of an interesting thing. I've thought about this many a times, that I've often like been up late at night working on model kits, but I've never actually dozed off while working on a model kit. I get like really tired, and that's when I know, okay, I need to go to bed. When I start to get really, really tired, and normally it's like my eyes can't focus well, and I'm just like have no energy, and I'll just go to bed. But I've never actually dozed off. Have you guys ever actually like fallen asleep or dozed off when you're in the middle of working on a model kit? This one I know was actually turned into a character figure, I believe from Kotobukiya, although I don't remember for sure. But this one here, I don't think it had like these exact things in there, but basically a figure based on this image was turned into a figure, I believe. It's got the tank howitzer up there over the shoulder. Another one here with a bunch of paints here and spray booth. Take a rest. Yes, with a little snack. Gotta have a little snack, a little coffee. I certainly keep my coffee on deck. And we've got sanding time. Here's another one with some more like modeling supplies there in the background and an electric sander. And not a whole lot of clothing there on this particular one. Up next, we've got, let's see, Operation Tabletop. Kind of cool here where you can see the old style TV there, retro TV with a tank on the TV, modeling a tank here on this small little table. All right, we got some more here. Fanfare with, again, our two like kind of mascot characters here, and a couple different ones. Tamiya 50th anniversary. It's kind of the theme for this one. So, okay, it's got the Tamiya red and blue stars there for the like costume theme. That's pretty cool. That's nice. Fanfare, building a classic. Here, this one, I guess you would probably recognize the kit or recognize the tank or something if you're into armor modeling, which I'm not, but it must be a classic, I guess. Okay, fair enough. You've got her new weapon, which is a kind of much short, it's still like airbrush themed, like a siphon feed airbrush, but like a small, like kind of pistol version of that. Kind of cool there for this one. And never without the pug on the head in this case here. So there's this one, Love the Rust. Yes, painting on some rust color there with a big giant bucket of rust paint. May I take a ride here for this one? That's kind of cool. Again, really like the combination of the different style of artworks all collected onto the pages here. It's a lot of really good stuff. Definitely a lot. It feels like I like the fact that there's so much just illustration work in here and not a whole lot of filler. I mean, the text is nice, and I'm sure there's interesting stuff in the text if that's what you want to know kind of some more about it. But it's nice that it's just full of just illustration work. That's what I want. I just want a book of nice illustration work, and we've got plenty in here. Here's the illustration work from one of the Minimum Factory kits. I think it's Miyuki, if I remember correctly, for that one. And I think that might be one of a couple that we might see in here. I'm not sure if we're going to see any more, but this one is Take a Look at My Work. So a girl here with a finished work, and you can see some kind of work in progress images over here. I'm not sure, in this picture it looks like maybe they're looking for a small part that dropped on the ground and can't find it. Painting here, or gluing a tiny little piece on and spilling some paint. Yes, all classics. We've all been there. Right, so here we got some more ones here that are characters that have been used for the Minimum Factory kits. So here they are at the bottom. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the different Minimum Factory kits, and some of the illustrations that go along with those for these. So this particular series from Plamax. So this is part 5 of the book now, which I guess is going to be centered around those. And it's just those pages, that's it. Okay, part 5 is done, on to part 6. Tank Delusion here. This is getting into, it looks like maybe a little bit more kind of sci-fi stuff. Less of like the realistic tanks that we've seen in a lot of these past ones. And this is like obviously a like very sci-fi tank there. I love the Tamiya putty in there as well. Very cool. And this one, which we saw on the back. This one reminds me a lot of like something from Dragon Ball, just with this mini kind of scooter thing that she's riding on there, and just the art style of this very much seems like it's certainly Dragon Ball inspired a bit there, I have to imagine, with all the accessories and everything on her and everything like that. Winter camo for my ride. Yeah, probably not going around in the winter dressed like that, I would imagine, but oh yeah, here's the winter camo. The winter camo is on the actual like motorcycle there. It's not very easy to see, but yeah, there is like a winter camo pattern on there. Got a little bit distracted, I guess. I didn't see that right away. The duel here with the pug and a cat on the hood of an old Jeep there. That's pretty cool. What do we got up next? Chocolate Lovers. Yeah, again, this is all, I guess this is sort of like not real transportation that we're seeing, especially in this one riding on the back of a dinosaur. So again, this is, it seems like the theme here for part 6 is all like sci-fi stuff, very much so with this one. But we've got, I think, maybe a couple more getting close to the end here. Pretty short one, like I said. This one is, okay, I was trying to make out the text because it's kind of mostly blocked here, but the text, of course, says Plastic Angels there for this one. A couple more images here at the back. Not so much modeling going on with this one, but Whisper for that page. I mean, not so much like modeling or armor or anything in that. We've got a very much sci-fi looking kind of armor tank there with a very interesting placement there for the gun. Yes. Ange's Wheel here for this one. Again, just because of the style of this, it does remind me of Dragon Ball. I think just because it has this very like fun, playful kind of aesthetic to the illustration there. It's very Dragon Ball style. It at least seems like that to me anyway. This one here as well, also really cool there in the Jeep. And part 7, which is going to be our last part. No, we do have part 8 in here as well, from Scale Aviation. So this is going to be a couple ones here that I guess are like aviation inspired. I think just basically inspired by like the Nose Art Queen style. So we can see here we do have a photo over here. I'm not sure who that is. It's not Umi-san, I don't believe, but would have made sense if it was. And part 8 here is Shunya Yamashita's workshop. So it's kind of interesting here. So you've got this illustration of his workshop, and this is a kind of notes about what is each thing that you can see in here. For example, 25 is the curtain. So I don't know, you can see there's like a computer and drawing pad, books, character figures over here, paints and stuff for modeling, and modeling workstation and everything. And I think these are some photos of some models created by Shunya Yamashita. So that's pretty cool. So aside from doing the illustration, he does actually do the modeling as well. And those look actually really, really nice. Yeah, very cool. All right, so there's our credits page, and that's it for this Mook. Let me know if you guys want to see volume 2. Like I said, I do have volume 2 here as well. Just because, like I said, I'm a big fan of the art style of Shunya Yamashita, and I just came across these Mooks and I thought, oh, that's awesome, I want to check those out. So I'm glad that I did. I really like this. It's definitely going to be a great reference for painting some different like character figures and stuff, I think, and just yeah, nice character reference in here. So definitely check it out if you guys are interested. Thanks so much for checking out the Mook here today. If you guys want to check out some more model kits, paints, tools, and supplies, you can check the link down in the video description to USA Gundam Store. Got all sorts of cool stuff there for you guys to check out. That's going to be it for today, guys. If you liked this video, leave a like. If you're not subscribed, do make sure that you click the subscribe button. I really appreciate all your guys' support. Thank you so much. Till next time, have a great day, guys. See you later. Bye-bye.